Hello and welcome back to Reddit Diaries. Today we have a post on the TrueOffMyChest subreddit. The post is by VisibleMood5932, who posted, I exposed my narcissistic and abusive father to his in-laws. My parents had me extremely young. They were back and forth for years until my mom got pregnant with my younger sister and found out my dad was essentially living a double life. During the time they were together, my dad was very abusive towards my mom in almost every way. One of my very first memories was my dad holding down my mom in our living room and repeatedly hitting her while I was curled up in the corner screaming at him to stop hurting her. Once my sister was born, he pretty much abandoned us. He job hopped frequently or would go without a job for a long time. He never paid child support and always missed his visitations with us to the point the judge revoked his visitation rights and he was facing felony charges for being so far behind in child support. Despite this, the few times a year I did see him, he always had a new car, brand new flat screen TV, the newest phone, etc. As I got older, I would hear from him maybe once or twice a year and sometimes would go a year or two without so much as a text. He did eventually get his head out of his ass in his 30s and went to college and now has a successful career. I actually reconnected with him for a few months a few years ago while I was finishing up college, but that didn't last long as he began shit-talking my mom, the woman who raised me and my sister by herself, put herself through college, worked 2 jobs to make sure my sister and I had all we needed and got to do the things we wanted, etc. He tried the classic deadbeat, "Your mom kept me from you guys," BS. I called him out and started spitting facts about how I remember waiting at our meeting spot for him to come get us just for him not to show up, how I had had the same phone number since I was 10 years old and he would never reach out even after I turned 18, and so on. My dad is a textbook narcissist to the T, and as you can imagine when confronted with facts, he did not like that at all. In his mind, it's everyone's fault but his. He messaged me soon after and told me he wished my mom would have gotten rid of me when she had the chance. That was the last time I've ever spoken to him and that was 4 years ago. Around the time I briefly reconnect with my dad, he started dating a woman who I only met once. She seemed nice, but my dad was around the entire time so I couldn't warn her of his true nature. I could also tell that she was smitten with him and probably wouldn't have believed me even if I told her because my dad is master manipulator and I knew he had told her his sob story of how my mean mom kept him away from his children and turned us against him. They ended up getting married a few years ago after I cut him out of my life for good and they had a daughter who is now a toddler. Now, my younger sister and I are thicker than thieves and are always together, so it does sadden me that I will more than likely never have a relationship with my other sister. Now to the outing part. About a month ago, I got a Facebook message from a woman I didn't know. She said she was my dad's mother-in-law and basically shamed me for not attempting a relationship with my sister. Mind you, I am in my mid-20s with my own life and she is 3. She also said that now that I'm an adult, maybe I could have a mature conversation with your dad and try and see things from his perspective. It may change the way you feel about him. Now I knew that no matter what I told her, she wouldn't believe me. My dad is too charming and too good at playing the victim. So instead I asked for her address so I could show her something. I sent her a 20-page letter about all the reasons I didn't have anything to do with my dad. I detailed the abuse I had witnessed, how he cheated on my mom and left us with no money so we had to live out of my mom's car, how he never showed up for his visits, etc. I detailed times he promised he would pick me up or take me somewhere just to not show or even have the decency to call. I then went through my mom's records and made copies of the court documents showing he had missed every single visitation for 2 years and he no longer had visitation rights, documents showing he was $25,000 behind in child support and was facing felony charges and jail time, documents showing where he had asked the judge if he could sign all rights to his children over so he won't have to pay. I also got printouts of old police records where my dad had beat up my mom. There was over 8 records of this, and got pictures my grandma had took of my mom after he beat her. I also sent printout of messages my dad has sent my mom, like the time she asked if he could help buy my sister and I winter coats and he responded, "I'm not doing shit for you, they can freeze." And I also added his text about how my mom should have aborted me. I sent her all this information and am currently waiting for a response. I don't feel bad at all and feel like she, and her husband, have a right to know the truth about why I don't have anything to do with my dad, what kind of person he truly is, and what kind of man their daughter is married to and has a child with. I will post an update as soon as, and if, I hear back. I sent all of this out last Thursday, so I'm assuming I should get a response soon if they respond at all. Also, my dad has paid up his child support a few years ago. My mom put all of the child support he ever sent into an account for my sister and I and have it to us when we went to college. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.